E-gaming bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to more of the Summit 5 European qualifier action. It's the finals right now, a best of 5 between Virtus Pro and Team Finem. Actually, apparently, I forgot to double-check that Virtus Pro tagged up with their team name, so there is going to be no Virtus Pro tag, and some of the player names might be a bit off. That's my bad for not double-checking it, and shame on Virtus Pro for not just putting it on automatically, but it's definitely my fault. Nonetheless, RyuuDota is back by my side remotely. Again, I apologize for Game 2 and the brief internet outage. We'll just keep our fingers crossed and hope that Time Warner Cable will continue to, well, stay alive here. I sent them a very heavy worded message between games. But all right, Ryu, Finem looked great in game number 2. Virtus Pro looked phenomenal in game number 1. What is in store for us for game number 3?
Earth Spirit.
Well, something not different. DP is highly favored for AF, and why not go for the Disruptor again? Back. So you have to say, after last game's performance from the Disruptor, that this hero is amazing. But at the same time, you have the Earth Spirit on the other side of things. We know how well the hero can work out.
10 seconds remaining.
The Lion is just a standard good hero, just to lock down somebody, burst them. But the way that Thug itemizes is perfect for against both of these two heroes, right? He's going to go Hood all of the time. He doesn't necessarily go Pipe all the time, so he could just do casual, and then he can go into something else that he wishes to go for. But it synergizes really well against those two heroes right now, and the Disruptor just punishes a lot of the play that VP can do. Like, they love playing very aggressive, and as long as they don't get cheesed by something, Team AF might be happy. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to get rid of the Alchemist. What's some another cheese that we can get rid of, Dakota?
Other cheese to get rid of that typically Virtus Pro like to go for? I don't know. They're not a team to like 5th pick a Brood. Not that I'd seen. I mean, I'm sure Yoku could play it, but I don't think it's something that would be on their agenda or not. And I don't know Virtus Pro to have too many plan B kind of lineups here, so we'll have to see nonetheless. The nice thing is that they already know it's a Death Prophet. I'm curious if they change up the approach for G now. For a good counter player in the mid lane. Last time, they had the Queen of Pain, which synergized well with the Lifestealer a bit, but I wonder if they want to try to make it more of a heavy-handed matchup against the Death Prophet, even in the laning phase. They won't have to worry about Lifestealer now. It's actually been already banned out, but I'm curious to see if they're going to change G's approach or not.
5 seconds remaining.
Same. There's try to figure out what the hero could be in this situation. If they really want to have this, we're going to fight you constantly, they can go for the Puck or something. They still need their offlaner too. So it'd be nice to see them pick up their mid here or their offlaner so they can save their carry for later. So I would like to see them go for, or they could go for the Dragon Knight plus Juggernaut strategy all in. There's still Lone Druid in the pool where you have this heavy amount of push on your side, but I don't think they're the team to do that. Alliance would do that. VP won't. And then watch them pick it. So what else can we have, really, in this situation?
I mean, they can go back for Tidehunter again. I mean, aside from Tidehunter, Darkseer, which is already banned, Faceless Void, which is already banned, Yoku hasn't really been showing too much recently. But there's a Night Stalker, and it's something we've been seeing out of most of these CIS teams, especially during Dream League LAN finals. Na'Vi continue to pick it up in their first phase, and even Virtus Pro from time to time would throw it into their lineup now, and they'll have that night vision. But look at this. I mean, that kind of just continues to work nicely for Team AF here. They'll get to go back for the Madara Slark once again, which we know he plays ridiculously well. Is his signature hero without question. And he has that night vision to counteract against the Night Stalker now. So
10 seconds remaining.
Still feeling pretty good about their draft.
Same. I like their draft overall so far. We're going to have to see how VP are going to fight back now. Let's see, what could they get to really help? It's a lot of magic burst damage. They need to have some heavy physical right clicker that can go BKB.
5 seconds.
Probably.
Remaining.
So you can either go Dragon Knight in the mid lane or Sven. Yeah, okay. So Sven, still great
Radiant
hero in this
team
situation. Warcry is amazing against the Death Prophet ulti. It helps also to run away from the Spirit Siphon. You need a BKB hero straight up this game to counteract the Disruptor, as well as, you know, the DP too. Silences
10
are
seconds
devastating
remaining.
in that last team or that last game. So now you have this.
5
Slark is
seconds
also
remaining.
countered a bit by the Echo Saber, and if you just can cleave to win, it's a really
Dire
nice hero.
team
But
ban.
Bat Rider is going to be picked up here for AF. That's a nice hero to single or just go around the map and pick off people constantly with the Slark. So it's a good synergy with their lineup right now.
And plus, you're calling out for how Virtus Pro need that
remaining.
BKB core. Well, now you have a Bat Rider. Doesn't care about much about that
5
BKB and
seconds
could pull
remaining.
Sven right into that Static Storm or right into the arms of a Slark. And still feels like
Radiant
overall
team ban.
works nicely in the game plan here for AF. And more pressure on Virtus Pro to get a lot going for
Radiant
themselves in the
team pick.
laning stage. So we'll have to see if they can get a good strong head start so that a BKB and these kind of items are going to be in due order, because they're pretty melee driven in the core department right now, or at least between, you know, the three outside the Lion. And when you're dealing with a Disruptor who can easily
10 seconds
pull you back
remaining.
and get you stuck in a bit of trouble, you know, they're going to have to find their own way out. So
5 seconds
Tinker will be
remaining.
banned on the Bane here from the side of Virtus Pro. So we have to look for what
Reserve time.
the secondary support is going to be here to put in tandem with the Disruptor. And the Phoenix will be it. Makes its way all the way through the drafting phase for you. And this time it will not be totally ignored.
It's a really good pickup too. That kind of forces the Night Stalker to always try and go for the Phoenix, even the Earth Spirit at times, where you're trying to heavily commit on the back lines, and that could hurt
10 seconds
for
remaining.
VP here, where they have to commit heavily just to get
5
that Phoenix
seconds
down,
remaining.
and then it just allows their cores to run free. But there we go. The Puck, talked about it earlier. Probably the best choice here for VP, so they can get really aggressive. Another silence is always nice to have against Slark, so they have 3 silences and really good ways of locking down Slark this game.
Yeah.
Madara shouldn't run all over VP, but he still might, just because of how well he plays the hero and how well he just goes around the map picking off. So this is interesting. Both lineups are very strong. I don't think anybody has a complete edge in this. Going into the later stage of the game, it's very close. You might have to tip it in AF's favor, just because their team fight looks a little bit scarier, and they have a lot more
10
kiting
seconds
potential, I want to say.
remaining.
But other than that, you would just have to
5
flip a coin,
seconds
and whatever it
remaining.
lands on, it's going to come down to play this game.
Yeah. And I don't know. With the Bat Rider in a 1v2, typically a matchup he would love to be in, this Earth Spirit needs to make sure he gets a lot in the laning stage to make up for where they could be
Prepare for
lacking. And
battle.
already, here we go, the Ward Wars do begin. We saw in a previous game where the 5-man smoke movement from AF was in order here, but this time Virtus Pro are also going to be heading out pretty early here. And I think they kind of pinged out and spotted where the ward placement was there from the Phoenix. So they counter with their
AF
own.
is tagged up. AF is tagged. Yeah, but my bad for interrupting there. But AF is tagged up right now, but yet they.
Yeah, their
we can
names
still
are
see
wrong.
What? Oh, that's just hilarious.
All
That's
right.
Thug in the mid lane. That's Madara on Slark, and this is Spartan on the Phoenix. This is gonna be difficult this game. And then
Yeah,
on the other side.
apologies ahead of time in hectic play-by-play fights if I happen to rattle out an inappropriate or wrong name.
Farmer feed. He's going in. He's feeding.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, with all the improper tags. I'll make sure all the players get their proper uniforms in order for game number 4. But for now, it's game number 3 of the Summit 5 European Qualifier Finals. Both teams have one win right now, and we'll have to see which one is going to take the next advancement here. The winner of this series, of course, qualifies and will be coming out to Los Angeles to play at the Summit 5 LAN with the other teams that have already qualified,
battle
including,
begins.
Fnatic, Wings, and recently Digital Chaos. And we'll have to see from the Europe who will be there to represent. Virtus Pro were here at the last Summit 4 LAN and walked away second place after a 5-game series against EG, but couldn't get the one extra win and get the title.
That was a very fun series to watch. Same as this one now. Very interesting to see how things are going to work here. If this Phoenix snipes the courier... Oh, that would be...
I think not.
No. Maybe.
It looked like maybe he was going to hang around for some sort of early Sunray harassment. There goes the Spirit Siphon here. But G actually takes the low ground and avoids any interference coming out from the Phoenix here. So that will be good for G. He stands up for now, and it's actually going to be No Fear just hanging around this bottom lane, not even making the attempt to kind of pressure the Death Prophet at the moment.
Oh, he's got 5
wants to
stacks
make
on the
sure-
top lane. FNG needs to be very careful for this. 6 stacks. Who's baiting who here is the question.
7? I mean, it's almost at the point if he just gets level
Nah,
2, he will fly there and go for it, but level 2
Oh.
is too far away. Not going to be happening.
It's a situation where your lane is pushed and you can't go for that kill. So good understanding from the Lion there. Can play aggressive there. But now he can't because he's going to have level 2 here for Skylark soon.
Yeah, this is where the back can try to take the lane back if possible now. The stacks continue to build up. He will move forward, but obviously Sven with preparations has a wand with 4 charges ready to go. I imagine he will kind of assess the situation appropriately and not let himself get caught out. Bottom lane, there could be a catch out. Make the Thunderstrike pounce connection on for Tuesday. They will glimpse back No Fear. Closer towards the 2-minute rune. It's going to be a DD rune. Meanwhile, Skylark does grab the bounty for himself at the top lane. But nonetheless, no blood will be shed yet.
A double damage. Yes, this is scary, man. This is very scary. Need to be eyes on the prize in the mid lane here. Can they kill him though? Huh.
We'll
Maybe
see.
just a lot
Under
of-
the tower, maybe with enough burst here. G's at level 4. There's the roll. It actually does miss its mark, but with the double damage and the right click, I don't think it's going to be enough. No Fear has to frantically go for the TP, and he will be able to make
top
it
lane.
out. But top lane
Saw
at
that.
that same moment, yeah, it looks like they made their move, and FNG got the first blood taken out Skylark. Simultaneous action, unfortunately.
Yep, I saw it, so you're fine. That should have been the first blood in the mid lane. If it was half a second or a second more, Crypt Storm would have been up, and that would have been DP getting the first blood. Very unfortunate. But Skylark is going to feed over that first blood. He's still going to get a lot out of feeding, though, because at least he's still level 3, and he's getting a lot done. As I say that, you don't want to.
But if he dies twice, that would not be good. He'll eat a couple of stuns that will unfortunately be stacked up, but just enough to kind of force him back under the tower. And I mean, you're right, he still farms pretty well. I mean, he's level 4. I mean, we look at Tuesday, aka Yoku in the bottom lane, who's getting glimpsed back at the moment pretty deep here. Let's see if No Fear can step in and help him out. Pounce will connect. There's going to be the roll here. Stun will also push Yoku back, but with the sight of the Thunderstrike, they're still going to be able to get the right clicks off, and they'll be able to get the kill. I don't know, maybe it would have been safer just to kick the rock and hope you can run, but nonetheless, it's going to be a 2-man takedown for AF.
You could even kick the Slark away.
Yeah,
so
that's
that is not the play. Oh, meanwhile, mid lane, he used his orb aggressively here for G. He has a Spirit Siphon up. He can just taste this down. So,
No mana for the Swarm, though, and G will orb away. Very scary situation, and he will be able to make it away with his life and towards a bounty rune conveniently there
Oh,
for
no.
him. Top, though, Aaron, FNG says, sorry, sir. No regen for you. Very sad Death Prophet. Has to walk all the way back. He is going to get a full bottle, though, from his courier. Bottom lane, they're making a go here. Kick back for Madara under the tower. That one nicely done by No Fear. FNG will pick up the last hit, and they will even this game back up 2-2.
it's looking really good so far for both teams, putting pressure everywhere. Now it's nighttime, so VP with the Night Stalker having phase boosts completed. He might not come. I think he still should complete them, but he wants an urn eventually so he can go around constantly killing people. They have the pressure now that they can apply for VP around the map. Puck is level 6 here, so have to be very careful in the mid lane.
Yeah, Thug, last time avoided trouble with the incoming gank from this Earth Spirit. continues to maintain a pretty defensive position, as they're probably aware FNG missing off the map, but no easy opportunity will present itself, and instead it will be bottom lane where they're making another go for Yoku. There's the glimpse kinetic field combo. One more right click will be there, and Madara will pick up that kill. Eating a lot of punishment under the tower though, but looks like he'll be fine. Top lane, a kick stun out for Skylark. The follow-up impale from FNG. They're trying their best to heal him up with the mighty Death Ray, but they got another stun waiting for him. Will they finally bring the bat down? Yes, they will. My goodness, they have to work hard for it, but No Fear says, we got more, gentlemen. I think No Fear is going alone, though. His team was not ready to back him up on this. He will lose his life, but he actually gets the kill first and will secure a double kill and some extra XP.
What? This guy has no fear. And you could just see it there. Really well played, understanding that he could get the kill. Else that could have been a very awkward position. Spartan camping this rune. Gonna have to take it.
And now they might get a go for Yoku here. He has the glimpse. He'll use it on G, but G, nice heads up play. We'll get the orb off first. Jaunt to it. Now commits the coil, but that coil's not going to stop the TP away. Can they at least go for Thug? Well, Thug already has a Spirit Siphon out. In fact, another one's going to be coming out, and G will be waiting for his new orb to jump back to lane. That could have been a very sticky situation, but both teams will walk away unscathed.
You can just see how AF, they hurt a lot in this early game situation where DP doesn't have silence. They also don't have the silence coming in from Disruptor yet. He's only level 5, so they can't lock down the puck yet, or they can't really lock down the other heroes because they need levels. But they're weathering the storm at nighttime, and it's going to be daytime here in the next minute, so they've done a really nice job, as I'm going to jinx Skylark top lane maybe.
Maybe. Not easy to get that long-range kick with how slow it is, so they'll have to keep No Fear in the dark on this one until they have a secured opening stun. But once one stun connects, they have 2 more to follow up with. But top rune is where No Fear's been spotted. He casually just walks right through, but no, not going to be able to roll away. With the vision of the Thunderstrike, the glimpse will be there from Spartan. He's got it at level 3, so plenty of range to work with. They'll take down that Earth Spirit.
It's still good for the Earth Spirit to tank the gank instead of Sven or something. So, meanwhile,
top lane, Skylark, hexed, stun, G pops in, gets the rift, even committing the coil just to help secure this one, but they will get him down, and G is on the way of building up towards that first item, which might be just the Veil.
Should be a Veil. He could still just rush for the Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
Having to, go for the better positioning in team fights, playing very aggressive, but no, he's going to opt back for the Veil. I think it's a perfect game because a lot of their damage is magical burst, so it synergizes really well with their team.
But the last couple of positive trades here going nicely for Radiant. We'll have to see what Virtus Pro want to do to respond. They still have a bit before level 6s are in order. Earth Spirit just a ripe level 4. Looks like Yoku's been able to secure his level 6 on his Night Stalker in the off lane, as this is the point when Madara does like to creep into the jungle and work with his farm there, as he sports about 1,300 gold. Skylark departed from his off lane and is now going to be working through some of these stacked camps to try to rush him towards a blink. He's working his way there, but it is going to be off your typical quota for a blink dagger, so he needs the assistance. This will, though, leave time for Phoenix to get some soul farm in the top lane, but if he goes a bit too far from the tower, they will punish him, and it looks like FNG was going to be there. Nice connection of the Boulder Smash, but with a rotation coming in, it's going to be Spartan first on the scene. That means he can get the glimpse, and it's going to be on Aloha Dance, and that's going to be a kill. Wonderful counterplay going to be coming out here from AF, and they're looking for more. FNG going to get hit up with a Spirit Siphon, and it will be Thug who just rolls him on over. 2 kills going the way for the Greeks.
It's really weird not to pop God Strength. I don't know if it was on cooldown or not, but you have to make that play as Sven. You have to heavy commit for that kill and then push the tower right afterwards. Else, you're going to see what happens. They immediately TP, punish you, and now they're pushing your tower on your side. So this is really good, and that's opening up a lot of space because that gives Phoenix his level 6 here when he gets the tomb, or the tome. I love saying tomb.
I do too. It's like a thing from Diablo 2 back in the day.
Yeah.
There is going to be the stun, but they get the nice glimpse. Aloha Dance will not be able to participate in this fight. But Virtus Pro still think there's a fight to be had. They drop the coil. It's only going to be on for just the one thug. But boom! They get him with the finger, and FNG will help finish the job. Now they're going to be looking for more. Skylark retreating, but they've also spotted Spartan here, and that's going to be a good rolling boulder. He'll try to glimpse one back. No Fear still here, needs 4 seconds for the stun, but FNG has got his and will connect beautifully with that Impale. Double kill for FNG. Great plays by him. And now they're going to look to go for their own response tower push. And it looks like they might be able to get this tier 1 tower.
Such great understanding from VP, knowing that, well, they need to be a little bit careful now, though. TP is going to be... Yeah, they need to get out.
Okay, here it comes. More trouble. Madara steps in. FNG is going to be going down. Boulder Smash will be there to at least connect onto the Prophet as G tries to make an escape out the back door. Recharges. Phoenix already heading up and ahead. They try to scout him out with those spirits. They fly. There's a hit. He's already pretty damn far. Oh, Skylark. Oh, no.
Oh,
that sucks.
That is where you just rage quit. Unfortunate. Oh, Sunray. Gonna get canceled.
And that will be the end of it. Virtus Pro do make their way out from what could have been a very, very scary situation. They will only lose their FNG Lion, but Spartan gets a glimpse back. All right, guess just pulls Aloha Dance back under the tower, but nothing will come from it.
Dire's top tower
Action
is under
packed
attack.
everywhere. Both teams understanding what they need to do when the perfect timing and situations. Oh, scan. Nicely done here.
Oof, and they will not get caught out from any sort of trouble. That's good.
And they wasted 2 sentries, so AF getting a little bit of advantage here in the situation.
And for now, AF, they kind of regroup towards this top lane right now. With that Arcane pop, they will have the Phoenix Egg at their ready. Exorcism good to go. Need about 30 seconds for the Static Storm, but it's pretty obvious that AF are going to be on the move now to start breaching and taking some tier 1s. They've been waiting long enough for Batrider to get this Blink Dagger. Bringing down these towers would certainly help their economy out a bit.
Dire's middle tower
And Spartan is just trying to scout out the potential of what's happening behind the tower and maybe look for a setup here. He plants a nice ward up on the side shop, which is going to be spotting out Yoku. So they will see pressure coming in from both sides when it does come from Virtus Pro. And they position appropriately. Exorcism is already going to be out, so they're kind of half committed here. Smoke has been popped, though. Might have been seen. Virtus Pro delicately. Look at this approach, though, from behind. Right for Spartan. No Disruptor going to be here. And now the Knight's going to be popped. They make their move. They get a beautiful stun from Madara. Follow-up stun there from FNG, but he goes into Shadow Dance and tries to hunt down the Lion while the others get caught on the southern side. Look at this. Aloha Dance is going to be going down, taking out the end from Phoenix. They will be able to burst the egg with the help from Yoku. And now they look for Thug. Move in, Rift, pop, stun up from FNG. He makes it to the high ground. Now he's trying to run. As he tries to turn around, though, he goes down to G.
Here comes
Triple
Slark.
kill for him, but Slark is back. He moves in. Nice flame break cancel and a double kill into his pocket. Turns into a 4-for-2 trade. Actually, 4-for-3 when you count the Disruptor at the very start of the fight. Hectic fight. That was Virtus Pro with a wonderful approach, but I guess the Disruptor, in a sense, kind of tanked the start of the game for him.
Right, and it was all about the vision aspect of things, and they weren't able to. What an amazing silence coming out from Thug. Basically made sure that they didn't get run over from AF. If he didn't, oh, there we go, nice glimpse.
Glimpse into a Static Storm, which is available now, and that's going to take G right out of the fight. Now, No Fear commits in. Will AF want to continue to fight? Oh, Skylark is going to be easily taken down. But still, nonetheless, a huge fight for them. They take down the puck, they get the tier 1, and they walk away that much richer. Our net worth overall will be swinging back the way for Finem in this one. XP already in their side, and it looks like Aloha Dance has a big old stack to farm with right now. AF are nearby, though. In fact, Aloha Dance is eating a lot of damage from this stack. A lot of damage from this stack. Oh, no, he's dead. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, no. Hi there. Oh, that's unfortunate. Good vision ward, though. Shouts to supports of the Radiant side on this one. And now with him out of the fight, they make another follow-up. They move in for FNG. They're going to be able to get that kill. Madara, though, is going to be silenced. Can they burst him down in time? He has no ulti for 6 seconds. They will be able to get him. The egg, though, committed right in the middle. Glimpse back. It will be not connecting with the stun from the egg, but nonetheless will set up a kill for Yoku. Magnetized from No Fear. Beautiful block from Skylark, so he can't make it away from that rolling boulder. And that's a 5-man wipe, Ryu.
Oh boy. That is just perfectly set up. That was just very greedy for Sven to really go for those ancient stacks whenever his team wasn't there. And now, it looks like they want to take him. No, they're going to just block him, Kappa.
VP will obviously know that there's a ward there. And Aloha Dance may even hesitate a bit on finishing this off, but he will be able to finish. And he is just trying to finish out his Echo Saber. Normally by now he would have it and start building up towards his next item, but he has been brought down a peg while we see AF clearing out this top tier 1. Madara will be picking this one up. He's got a Shadow Blade already, and his kill potential is already online here. And with Daytime being out, Virtus Pro are not going to be at their strongest here for the next couple of minutes.
Nope. Bottom lane, they got vision.
And I say that, but they might be able to make a good 2-man takedown here. They get Spartan. They're looking for Thug. Yoku tries to avoid the Spirit Siphon, but now FNG is here. He's got a finger, and he is running his way, and he is as good as dead. That Boulder Smash will connect, and with the assistance from the rest of Virtus Pro, they will make quick work of the Death Prophet, and now look to follow it up with a +1 on this Tier 1 tower.
One of those situations where you have to drop the Static Storm so the Night Stalker doesn't get that counter play out on the silence. That completely ruined him when Tuesday or it's just able to turn around. But at least at the same time of things, they can't really get anything more than the Tier 1 tower. They don't have the best Roshing lineup, as we talk about. Sven is a big heavy hitter, but they don't have negative armor to really do Rosh fast. And eventually AF would know that they're doing it, and they could still respawn because DP is respawning.
Madara on the prowl here. Eyeballs G, and G is heading right his way, and that's a double damage Slark. I think he might try to be greedy with this, getting off a couple of right clicks first, but yeah, getting a puck in at the end of the day is never an easy task, so he makes the most out of it, and now spots out Yoku. Doesn't want to follow through with anything, feeling a bit uncomfortable with their positioning, and with a lot of Virtus Pro missing from the map, they're not sure if that's going to be the best approach, and will withdraw. But now Virtus Pro kind of hanging out in Roche territory here as they watch AF here on the other side. They may end up heading into a head-on-head collision here in the bottom lane very soon.
I'm just watching Madara go around on his Slark. He's in Viz right now. Still has a Shadow Blade to work with, but they have so many sentries.
Yes,
they know he's here.
They will. As it happens, though, Skylark gets his own kidnapping here on G to pull him back into a stack storm. They'll take him out of the game first. They couldn't get Madara, and now things are a bit frantic for Virtus Pro. A deep dive in comes out. The Phoenix goes right for the egg. And all the meanwhile, they are going to be able to get the grab for Aloha Dance. That's 2 cores down from Virtus Pro. And here come AF. They quickly clear out a Tier 1. They have plenty of exorcism time to work with. They'll try to make it a 2-for-none special on the tower department. And the momentum swing continues to go on the rise now. And net worth lead beginning to push towards 4K. XP about the same. Game 3 seems to be well in order for the Radiant team at this moment.
They're just fighting in nighttime, and they're having the perfect vision. Or not when it's nighttime, my bad, guys. You just can't fight for VP if you don't pop Darkness and try to initiate first, because you see what happens, right? You get jumped on by the Bat Rider. They don't have the counter play just because they were trying to hunt the Slark, and once that happened, they were just able to pick off the rest of them. Now they're hunting even more in the mid lane here. Okay, well, he's just trying to be mean, Spartan. Send you back to base. Not this time.
I mean, once he has that Aether Lens, too, it just makes Destructor so damn disgusting. The glimpse range becomes really ridiculous. I mean, at 2K range.
No, he's going to go for the Glimmer Cape, though, this time, just because there's so much magic damage. Else, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I think it's Aether Lens is one of the underrated items on Disruptor, but since there's so much magic damage, you actually have to go for it. Oh, Spartan's hiding right here.
Ooh, and that will allow him to pop the smoke, but even though he's sitting under that Shadow Amulet, they actually have a sentry waiting once the smoke pops, and they'll be able to take the Disruptor out of the game for 40 seconds. And promptly, Virtus Pro will move in for the mid-tier 1 tower. Possible defense is going to be in order here. And with a 5 versus 4, Virtus Pro confidently will continue to make their push happen. Jumping from Skylark, and it gets quickly canceled. He is done for. Could not get the lasso off. Good quick reaction from Virtus Pro, and they're going to quickly follow up with more. Magnetize is there. Thug's going to be going down, and it looks like they are going to be able to get the follow-up kill. Maybe next time will be absolutely diffused. And they might make it a 5-man. Pact avoids the trouble, but the finger burst comes through. FNG with a double. And Virtus Pro make it a full 5-man wipe. Starting with the Disruptor, popping the smoke, and it just goes from one to the next, to the next, to the next.
You know what I think happened there? Poor Batrider there for Skylark.
Yeah.
I felt he thought his Firefly was up, but he still had 1 to 2 seconds left, so he probably pressed the hotkey for it and then went in, and he thought he had superior vision. But because Darkness was popped and he didn't have Firefly, he wasn't able to get any vision on Sven, and that play right there is going to hurt them so much. Everything just back even now,
Jesus,
and it just opens up everything, because that's giving you enough time to get your Ags now for the Night Stalker, and that's going to be crippling for these team fights, because we talked about it. The vision factor is going to be there. Obviously, we still know that Slark has great nighttime vision, but it'll help them a lot when they're still trying to take away the vision from the Batrider initiations, even trying to figure out where the Disruptor or the Phoenix is in the back lines, and that team fight just hurt them too much.
Dota is just such a fickle game sometimes, and just to recognize that kind of play where just misjudging something like Firefly and having the extra vision will lead to a 5.5k swing to get the game back even for Virtus Pro. Just one of those things, obviously, you're going to be kicking yourself for if you're a Batrider in this situation, but we'll see if the fight back is going to be in order here for AF, because Virtus Pro are now going to be in a very comfortable, confident spot, and they're using this to just add to their momentum swing. They go on a smoke and hustle down for Spartan right now. Spartan's backing away, but they spot the Phoenix here. They make their quick move, and the Phoenix could be taken care of just as fast as he's been spotted, and they're looking for follow-up play. Beautiful boulder smash from No Fear. Connects. Now they move in. Magnetize. There's the stun. A buyback from Phoenix. Skylark makes his move. Jumps in. Gets the lasso. Pullback for Aloha Dance, but that's going to be the end of it. Full Magnetize still in force. Spartan gets off the kinetic field. Now the egg going to be dropped. They can't quite commit in to break it apart, though. Aloha Dance with a triple. And AF still want to fight, though the Phoenix is going to get knocked in the noggin with a beautiful stun, and that leaves Madara as the lone survivor. Will Virtus Pro go all the way for it here? I don't know. They're very bloodthirsty, going full Divide mode for it. Shadow Dance is going to have to be forced out. And now the follow-up coil. Man, they really want him dead.
That is so much hate for one hero.
I mean, the tier 2 is still standing with full life, and they are just dancing behind it right now, trying to get him, but they will eventually withdraw, and my God, Virtus Pro, though, still going to be very happy. This leads from that fight in the mid lane to now 2 back-to-back, 2 big team fights for Virtus Pro.
They just smoked up at the perfect timing. They got the gym online. They smoke up when it's nighttime. And it's just them knowing when to fight around the map. And AF just... they had a nice buyback coming in from Phoenix, but it's just not enough. And that cripples the Phoenix now. He's like, oh, well, crap. Now I'm not going to have my next item. And it's just going to hurt his item progression more. So what looked like AF's game is just completely turned around for the side of VP here, and they're getting all the items they need to win the team fights. BKB was completed for Savin in that last team fight, where he's just able to run freely. They don't have anything to lock him down besides the Batrider, and we talked about it. The vision game is just in their favor, so it's hard for Batrider to even jump on Savin at times.
Yeah, that's the kind of commitment you make going in for this Batrider, which I believe was picked after the Night Stalker too. So just have to be aware that without that kind of heavy-handed initiation, you are going to be lacking a little bit. They have Glimpse, which has always worked pretty nicely in most of these games, and Madara is always going to try to also be there to kind of set up the show and start off any good team fight, but it has been Virtus Pro who seem to kind of have the one-up on them, and we'll just have to see if they're going to be able to hold on to this momentum here. It's been a very back-and-forth series, as we are only split 1-1 apiece for this full best-of-5. Only series we have today, and I believe it's the final qualifier for the Summit 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, for Southeast Asia, Fnatic already qualifying in. We have Digital Chaos for America and Wings Gaming from China. So it's between one of these two teams, and obviously there's some other future teams that have yet to be announced that could be participating. So exciting stuff. Lots of action, though, because while that's happening, I believe right before it is Nanyang, and right after it is Star Ladder, which has been announced to be taking place in the States for the first time. Star Ladder will be happening in the States and not over in Kiev. So
yeah, I wonder where that's going to be held at.
It's
because
not
they
yet
didn't announce. Where would you guess? If you're a guessing man, where do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it being in Los Angeles, just in our backyard.
Aw,
here,
you
but
freaking.
it could be anywhere.
Yeah, it's so convenient, Dakota, just for you
I
guys.
do not mind land convenience here, as much as traveling out to Manila's, would be a wonderful thing. And according to my Twitter, everybody in the world is going to Manila, but us.
Too soon, man.
In business class and everything, we're here hanging out at home having a good time.
Did you have to rub it in the business class? I didn't need to know that too.
If
do you want to
look
just
at Twitter and you'll know. That's for sure.
I'm gonna go on.
The bitterness is real.
I'm not even gonna watch the Manila Majors. I'm on strike now.
It's all right. The joke is they get there and then they realize they'd actually been playing Overwatch for the past week and didn't do any research. That's gonna be the fun part.
Oh, yeah. Play their Hearthstone and their new game. Their other games.
Yeah, this meta says that Nature's Prophet's totally first pick. I don't know. Maybe it is. I haven't been watching too much of China or C since the Manila hub. When I was designated to cast that, I've been doing a lot of watching a lot of American and doing a lot of European casting. So I'm not sure if the meta has really crossed on over yet.
I don't know.
This new awesome disruptor meta we're in.
Yeah, disruptor. I like the hero. Very fun. Rubik meta's coming back too, with all the big ulti spells.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be going full circle. I mean, I thought Teamfight was kind of out the window, but we saw it in that last game. Which worked out beautifully for the Rubik in that one, but I don't know. Still seems to be very very dominant around having a successful laning stage, and pretty much whatever team can kind of put their pedal to the metal that much faster has been kind of walking away with the wins here. Only a couple of games have really been going the extra mile into like 60-minute plus territory. For a lot of them, it's decided between the 20 to 30-minute window.
Very, very fast-paced games nowadays. You were like, when this first patch hit, we were like, crap, we're going to have potentially 60, 70, 80-minute games all the time. Like, we're Sniper and Troll again, guys. And that's not the case. It's been a really nice balance all around for Dota, where you have a lot of good 40, 50, 60-minute games, and it's not too long. And then you still have the great games that are still 30 minutes just because people are team fighting, and eventually something is going to give. Some team is going to have to eventually, pull out on top within the 30-minute mark when they're constantly fighting.
Got to factor in the save strategies, I'm sure, that are going to be heading our way for the Manila Major as well. So we'll see if there's something new in order, as we see from every major from time to time. Now, forgive me for a moment, Ryu. I am going to have to put on my admin hat here. I know, unfortunately, due to Mother Nature, a storm will deny the internet, but I don't have proof. I guess. I don't know. According to the rule book, there's only so much pause time allocated here. It totally crushes my soul that we would have to consider in any sort of world to proceed in 5 vs 4 in a grand final, but fair is fair after all. Let me just kindly ask if there is any word.
I wonder if VP have a stand-in player that they could reload with.
I'm not too sure. I really don't want to have to dust off the rule book and kind of, go forward with that. but the show must go on. God damn it. Alright, let me get that prepped up here.
You're just playing the bad guy right now, Dakota. Everybody's gonna hate you now. That's okay. I'll still love you.
Alright, let's see here. Just talking to my main man Blaze, who is currently moving out, so he's not available to be our admin at the moment. Let me see if I can open up.
Moving out.
Book. Okay, I just fired it up for
Tired
everyone
of
to
your
see.
crap?
I have the Summit 5 gameplay and event rules. And we'll search for pause. All right. And we will scroll on forward here. The other thing I noticed, I keep meaning to bring this up as a talking point. Maybe I can distract you with it, Ryu. But when it comes down to choices between these two teams, I noticed that for either team that wins the coin flip, obviously they still put a lot of favor into going for the first pick. But when it comes to side choice, at Finem always prefer to go for Radiant, while Virtus Pro always go for Dire.
I haven't talked to anybody, but I've been having this question asked to me a lot of times, and I've been thinking about it a lot recently because I was trying to figure out why are teams choosing Radiant so much. And here's my personal opinion on this, guys. You can flame me whatever you want, but in this game I can understand why, because I think Batrider in the safe lane for Radiant is much easier to do. Get the pull off. You can have that access to your side quicker for this ancient stack, and I think it's better for TPs early on. The biggest key is TPs early on to that mid lane for Radiant. You TP mid lane to the Radiant, and then you protect your side a lot easier, and then it just gives you a lot more vision, and then teams are always fighting over this, you know, top spot for Radiant, and I think it's just easier for them to just play around. Whereas on the Dire side, I think it's easier to get punished in the off lane. I think it's easier to just block off the camp at times.
Yeah.
Where you could just like smoke gank around afterwards, and it's easier to contest it at times. But it just seems like teams have been always fighting over this Radiant side jungle on the left side near the Ancient. So that seems to be like a hot contention and a thought for why, potentially.
Well, thank you for that.
I'm not sure though. I'm not sure because the jungling, okay, so I'll give you the other side of things. Enigma jungling is probably twice as fast in the Dire side. So normally you want to play Enigma on the Dire side. Stacking for like Wisp or Alchemist is still better for the Dire side. So there's still these strategies on Dire that are still good for their jungle. Whereas Radiant, a lot of times you can stack this one where the Slark is right now and farm it very effectively. But it's not two camps at once. So I still think the Dire side has favorable early farming. So it has to be something to do with the laning phase for Radiant side pickers.
Some people are saying the off lane has a better experience on the Radiant side. I don't know. I see benefits to both though. But the biggest skeptic is most pros I've heard is the Radiant jungle is easier to like invade and get in and find multiple approaches, I guess. It's, you know, even like the benefit of this new ramp right to the south of the bottom rune. There's just so many easier ways, I guess, to get into the Radiant side or not. By the way, guys, I've been looking at the rules now. Sadly, we're actually getting close to the time, but according to the rules, and this is usually for most tournaments, but in online matches, players are responsible for securing their internet connections and preparing a backed up solution in case of a technical outage. Each team is allotted 10 minutes of in-game pause time per game, and after this time has elapsed, the game must be unpaused, and the team without remaining time may not pause again. Players are allowed to utilize the disconnected player's heroes/units until they return. And if it was a case where the player is unable to reconnect, we could go for a reload, but this is not the case. And I know FNG is saying, I believe he will come in a few minutes, but we can't just be leaning on belief systems here. I would hope that we could just have 10 players ready to go, but I will need to unpause the game or request they unpause the game probably in 1 more minute. I'm not sure. Has it been 10 minutes yet? I should have been taking the time, but so many pauses happen. You never know if it's going to be a long pause or a short one. But I would wager it's been at least like 9 minutes or so.
You sure you don't want to just stay in a Dota game for the whole Memorial Day weekend? I got a dog
I can
here.
wait. I could wait, but...
How's your dog, by the way? I'm babysitting a dog right now. Hello. You wanna talk to everybody? Oof.
You're babysitting a dog right now? What kind of dog?
Kind of looks like a pit plus something else. I don't know what it is, but like 1/3 pit or something, or 1/4, because it just looks like it in the face area.
Well, that's
You know,
that's
he has the
sweet. Is he at
weirdest
least well behaved?
Yeah, he's really cute. He's got a weird name though. He's called Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
The dog's name's Grandpa?
Yeah.
How old? Do you know how old he is?
Yeah, that's what everybody thinks. He thinks he's old, but apparently he's like 2 or 3. Even though he
just
kind of looks
preparing.
older.
So that when he's a grandpa,
Preparing
he's
for the days.
Grandpa. That is a interesting name. Grandpa.
Oh, he went to go
Grandpa, want to go outside and take a deuce? Grandpa, want to go for a walk? I can see now what their intention probably was. Hold on here. I have other casters probably clarifying the rules. Asking if it will have to be played out as a 4v5 if he does not rejoin, and it will be. Unfortunately. Oh my god. Okay, he is back. Almost. God damn it. I hope he's telling the truth. Damn it.
You're so bad. We're replacing you for the next.
I hate when I have to do
Internet.
all of this. I just want to cast. Why do I gotta do admin and cast and produce? And I have to delegate all the other casters and keep them posted with what's going on. The chat's probably in a big frenzy right now as far as what the hell's going on. And here I am at home not going to Manila. My own living nightmare right now is what's happening. Sorry you can't go. Enjoy this.
You get your own shit show.
Yes, I understand you're doing everything possible, but rules are rules.
I like how you type and you talk at the same time of what you're like thinking. I
Well, because he
understand.
can't hear me, and they shouldn't be
I know, it's just
hearing me.
funny though. It's like one of those papers that you do like sometimes. I am.
Dear
writing-
diary, today
Hear you.
I wanted
Yeah.
to die. So I'm what we're gonna do. We need to unpause. That's the rule.
Oh my goodness.
We need to unpause. Sorry, VP.
Buddy,
I love these guys. I hang out. You know, I've seen them at many events. I love them all. There's no hard feelings here, but the fact of the matter is, it's been 10 minutes paused. It's time to go. If he shows up, we can get back in the game, but it's time to go. Please, 2-minute last. No. Don't. It's not his choice. You unpause. You have no more pause time. That's how it is. Unpause. Okay. Then AF are paused. Starting now.
Cool.
There. Jesus. I'm not trying to be... You know I'm not trying to be a meanie about this whole thing, but... I'm trying to...
No Fear is not gonna be happy about this. If he sees you in a Dota game, you're never gonna win.
Well, so we're gonna apparently the AF are now using their own pause time. I didn't ask them to. Nobody asked them to, but they are taking it upon themselves to prolong this another 2 minutes using their own reserve pause time now. So it's on them to decide the unpause. So it's out of my hands at the moment. Let me just double check, make sure everyone is. The manager's saying he's coming in 2 more minutes, but you know I can't keep just saying, oh, I believe he's coming, he's almost here. And look, he's not here now. It's been almost here, another 3 minutes. Like, it doesn't work like that. His PC asked for code. I don't know. Maybe he's playing at a LAN center. Not a good situation. I mean, Ryu, we could theory craft the likeliness of what VersePro can do without his Sven in this game. They can't play as him, of course, until he shows up, but I don't know. What's your strategy when you don't have a Sven?
You just don't play, I think, Lion. You don't play Lion. You just use Sven.
Okay.
Or you just try to set up the gank. What you do as the Lion, Lion has to play this where he just goes in, hexes and fingers somebody, and just lets his hero die, and then Sven can come in. Problem now is Sven needs his Blink Dagger, which he was probably going to go next to get a better initiation. That's going to be the depressing part.
Yeah. Well, here we go. We're going to resume game number 3, folks. It is a 4 versus 5. Unfortunately, something happened with Aloha Dance. I guess a storm rolled through and totally just, took out his internet. If that's the case or not, unfortunately, there's only 10 minutes of reserve time while the player could sort out their own internet issues. It's been 15 minutes or so. Even AF have offered some of their own pause time, but they cannot wait any longer, and the show must go on. And here we are. And now with an advantage in numbers here, it's going to be very grim for Virtus.pro to try to hold any sort of offense coming out from Finem. Obviously, nobody wants to see a grand finals played this way, and we'll just have to hope that, maybe at the conclusion of this game, if they don't get him back, that he'll be back for game number 4. But let's see how things go moving forward.
Oh. Everybody's getting in position. We didn't get to talk too much about the new items rolling out, coming in from DP's side, since they did win 2 back-to-back team fights pretty handily. So Puck has his Yules complete. That's the newer item on him. You have the Glimmer Cape on the Earth Spirit. As we talked about, there's a lot of magic damage from the side of BP, but it's the same thing that can be said for AF. So it's a nice item to have. Whereas the Night Stalker also, he's had the Ags completed, the gem. So they're going to be able to at least play around with the vision game, but you can understand what's happening right now. They're just playing the numbers game for AF, going around the map, just going to constantly apply pressure, dodge these ganks, and then push these towers.
And for Virtus.pro, they will continue to use the Sven. I bet it's FNG using it at the moment here. Oh, maybe they had Yoku kind of take over the former number 1. But the pressure's still coming. AF top lane tier 2 now. Under a bit of an assault. I'm sure they're feeling pretty confident with their 5 vs 4 situation here. But obviously also don't want to be in the situation for that one team that happened to lose, getting a bit too overconfident. But now an Invis Sven here. And we could see our next approach.
This is a pretty tense situation. Playing a 4v5 is not easy. And I'm trying to figure out who the hell is even microing him at this point. I think it has to be FNG.
Dire's top tower is
You're just kind of
it sucks though. You need a Lion though, real bad. FNG's Lion has been super clutch in most of their setups throughout this game. And now to have to jungle that between the two, I mean, I don't know, maybe just give the Night Stalker his Ag's Darkness and just put him in autopilot or something. It's hard to say, but here comes the push nonetheless, and here we go. Exorcism is going to be out, and now their siege does begin. Glimpse back will be on for G, and that will be the end of it. FNG, unfortunately, will whiff on the stun there as they continue to play a bit of footsie. Coil only going to connect on for 1. Thug will be able to use and avoid the pullback silence. There's the Static Storm. A long jump in from the Phoenix. They look to kind of re-put their target on for it. They're not going to be able to get the egg, and now a jump in lasso pullback comes out from Skylark here. Aloha Dance in the mist, whether he's here in body or spirit. Now going to be glimpsed back under trouble. And now with the Sunray coming out, there's not much he's going to be able to do. It looks like Finem are indeed going to be taking this fight and possibly a game soon to follow with a good push on this one. Yoku, possibly the 4th to be going down. G steps in, helps him out with the Yules. Orbs on forward, gets the Rift off, but they glimpse him right back into trouble, and 4 will be going down from the side of Virtus.pro. And now AF can step back and go back to the objective at hand.
Well, all things considered, they played that pretty well from AF in a sense where VP, they kind of hard to bullshit this in.
Yeah, I
it's
mean, it
just a
sucks.
situation.
I mean, yes, the fact of the matter is, obviously, it sucks. Nobody wants to be playing in these 5 versus 4s. It's obviously one of the huge downsides to online events. You can't be there in person to just be at his computer and be like, oh, it's obviously a computer technical issue, and so we can just wait until the issue's resolved. For how it is right now, whether you're getting DDoSed or a telephone pole knocks out your internet, as stated in the rules for our event or most other events, the players are responsible for their own internet, and we had waited a long period of time, and unfortunately, Aloha Dance was not able to return. He will have a chunk of time now between games to work with, and we'll kind of see where the situation goes from here, but as it stands, it's now going to be AF with the 2-game advantage. Any other thing you can break down about this matchup, Ryu, before we move forward for Game 4?
Yeah, it was still looking really good for both sides in this game, and it was just coming down to execution more so. Slark still couldn't get shut down at all because all he has to do is pop BKB. They don't have blinks really on anyone that can, successfully lock him down. You need Sven plus Lion to have those blinks, so he can do anything he wants in these team fights for Madara, and you see it. And then they just focus so much on the DP because you have to bring down the DP first that they overcommit, and that just allows the rest of the team of AF just to roll over VP. So even if he was here, potentially, it could have turned out the same way, but we won't get to know. Like you said, this is going to be interesting to see if they need to have a stand-in now. I don't know what the rules are for that in this situation.
I'll be looking at the
So
book.
we're gonna
I'm sure there's stand-in rules in play if it's
Holy
necessary.
Grail.
Yeah, for people watching at home, I'll do my best to keep you posted with the situation, obviously, but I better get right into it now so we can get it resolved. So cut to a break. Get a snack, and when we return, it will be more Dota action as we hop into more of the Summit 5 European Qualifier Finals, game number 4 coming up of AF versus Virtus Pro.